Two coming through the middle. Aotearoa for three.
No mai, hoki mai, tolo whalapa bolu e naka malo elele, namaste, ni hao, konnichiwa, and welcome back to the 5th Annual New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament 2025. We are live from the National Hockey Centre here in North Harbour for day 3 of tournament, and arguably the most important day of the weekend as all teams battle it out for final pool positioning before tomorrow's grand finals. If you're looking for the ultimate excitement, silky skills, plenty of goals and high-stakes games, you're in the right place because this is Heritage Hockey 2025. Our third game up for today is a men's cross-pool matchup between the New Zealand Māori men and New Zealand Pacifica. The Māori team here have everything to play for with an opportunity to move into tomorrow's final, while the Pacifica side are chasing their first points for the weekend. As we see some of the Māori boys there like themselves a little bit too much on camera. Te o Rangawairua Hohepa, no surprises there. The Māori team, they've got 1 win and a shootout loss. Meanwhile, the Pacifica men, they are struggling on 2 losses at the moment. So as I said, points on offer here for the Māori team to leapfrog the Punjab Heritage and get into tomorrow's grand final. See the teams going through their final preparation there. Adrian Smith, Jan Peterson in shot for Pacifica, 2 of the seasoned veterans for the men in purple. While the New Zealand Māori team, they will be in the traditional black kits. And we'll see the captains bring their teams out onto the field there. It is 2 men that are thinning up top, Denham Clark and Jan Peterson, the 2 captains for the day. Surprisingly, it's the first time Den's had more hair on his head than the opposition. Our coin toss there with the 2 umpires. Shout out to Anton Paulin and Bevan Nickel. There, they're men in yellow. And it's all smiles ahead of the Battle of the Browns this afternoon. New Zealand Māori team there in the black with red socks. Pacifica in the purple and white. And I think looking at the maths, thanks to the New Zealand Asians getting a big win up over the Punjab Heritage team this morning, it's opened the door here for the Māori team to leapfrog into tomorrow's grand final. They'll be needing a win or a shootout win will be enough to get them into the final of tomorrow's Heritage 2025. They'll be taking on the New Zealand Indian men who booked their spot in the final via a 3-0 win over Fiji Heritage earlier today. So just having a look at the team lists here, it's a strong group, this New Zealand Māori side. Missing a few guys over in Hong Kong, but they've assembled a pretty solid group here. Players to look out for, Denham Clark, he'll be at the back, he's the leader of the team today, big penalty corner exponent, as well as the work in the midfield of James Hickson and Norpeta Hohepa, 2 players that play their club hockey up here in Harbour and will be pivotal in the midfield. On the other side of things, the Pacifica men, they've got strength right across the park, but look for Dan Scanlon and Kervin Guttenbeil linking up in the midfield. And for an Easter treat, Adam Kailea is back, and he's on the pitch and on the team sheet for today's match for NZ Pacifica. And the rain starts to fall here. Our umpires in the middle. As mentioned, it's Bevan Nicol and Anton Paulin. And the rain here has arrived for Easter Sunday, which is Māori boys, they're pretty keen to get in the dugout, I'd say. As to the Pacifica, neither like the rain too much. But big game out here this afternoon. Good to hear the passion and flavour there from the Pacifica men. They've got their work cut out for them, as I said earlier, chasing points and first victory potentially for the weekend. They've been left short a couple of times here in their earlier matches, taking on a Māori side that started strong with a 5-0 win over the New Zealand Asians and then battled their way through a shootout loss against the Punjabs yesterday. This opportunity to book their spot in tomorrow's final. It's going to be the Māori team with first use of it through Carter Davies. On your screen there, wearing number 6. So interestingly, we haven't quite caught it on video, but I've just had word from below. The Māori team are going to start the game in use of their blue card. So the Pacifica men are going to start the game with only 10 on the field. Harley Cooper, the coach there for the Māori team, looking to mix things up a little bit in the use of the blue card. So the Māori team have used it right from the get-go, and Pacifica are down to just 10 on the field. That's what all the looking back to the dugout was in those huddles. So interesting tactic there. Let's see if it pays off. They want to start fast and peg them back early, as Pacifica resigned just 10 players for this first 5 minutes of the match. First time we've seen it used like this in the tournament, and I love the innovation from the coaches to try and see the best way to use it. There is Norpeter Hohepa in the middle of the field. Look for him to be a pivot for the team. Hemi Hickson now breaking forward. Hickson's got a bit of space. Looking, Brad Hardigan. And cleaned up well there by Seb Vai-Nui. I like the early intent from the Māori team though. Good foray with James Hickson at the head of it. And now you'll see them pull out to this half court. Try and target the outsides. Jan Peterson finds himself on that right side of the field with Scanlon, Dan Scanlon, who is the reigning dance champion from last night's festivities. For those that were in attendance, perhaps one of the worst cartwheels I've ever seen on a dance battle is Dan Scanlon, but he walked away with the stick and the applause. So Pacifica, yeah, this is really good from Bevan Nicol. So he's actually just overturned the free hit because Pacifica were wasting time trying to blow out that blue card. And so Bevan Nicol's just flipped it on them there and said, you can't waste this time. So all going here to the New Zealand Māori team now. I'm joined in commentary today by New Zealand Indian Sports President Suresh Wallab. Suresh, first question, how interesting is it this New Zealand Māori team opting to use their blue card straight from the hit-off and go against 10 men for the first 5 minutes?
I think it'll, if it pays off, it'll be a masterstroke, right? But if it does nothing, I don't know. It's a good initiative, something no doubt Harley would have thought about.
Interestingly, you and I had a conversation about it this morning.
Yeah.
The opportunities to maybe surprise a team by whether it's playing a blue card or even, we were talking about playing without your goalkeeper for the first 5 just to see what might happen. It looks like some people have been spying on us because...
You might have listened to our commentary, maybe.
Here's the tactic, and as I mentioned, here's the man with all the dance moves, Dan Scanlon, playing it back through Adrian Smith. Smith linking up down this left side. Bit of pressure being put on, but we're happy to play on. We love that. Norpeter Hohepa now wins the free hit on halfway for the Māori team. Hemi Hickson there on the ball, and we see the under the pink do-rag for Pacifica. It's Adam Kailea.
That's what I was trying to pick out, who's got the Put the nice do-rag on.
Yeah, I was speaking to the Blake Locks earlier this morning, and they reminded me that in yesteryear, Easter Sunday was the day that Jesus returned, and Adam Kailea trying to do his best impression.
Oh, nice.
Come Easter Sunday, as we see a little opportunity here for Pacifica, open goal.
Oh.
And the angle just got away on him there.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, rather fortunate. Couple of mistraps on their way through and warning shot across. New Zealand Māori, as the 5 minutes here that they've played in their blue card will come to an end in about 45 seconds. And wouldn't it have been disastrous, to start with your blue card and then concede a goal?
Yeah, I know. It's not sure if it's really paid off for them, to be honest. It's
they had the one little opportunity there, a Brad Hardigan deflection off the baseline that was pretty easily cleaned up by Seb Vainui.
There was a nice save there just on the line.
Yeah. But other than that, nothing other coming from the blue card. So, like we've seen teams do through the weekend, perhaps roll the dice and the numbers come up trumps. This time not falling for the Māori team, and now the high ball in towards the edge of the circle. Brought under control. And this is Denham Clark at the outlet. Find the middle of the field, but again, real good pressure being put on. That's a lovely exit. Norpet Hohepa now in some space. He's going to take on Kailea and Guttenbiel. And Peterson, Jan comes away with it. Kailea looks to go long. Quinton Smith probably could have left it there. Finds himself under undue pressure. And Smith now just having to try and work his way out. Scanlon still going. It's Crafty. Kailea. Very nearly there.
Rushed it a bit there, I think, Kailea, didn't he?
Yeah. It's a shot. He likes that reverse stick on that side, but just doesn't get it back on target.
Oh.
Yeah, so we've just had a bit of an update. Potentially, again, we couldn't see it because it was never actually played in the game, but it sounds like both teams went 10v10 for the first 5 minutes. We'll get that confirmed off the bottom, but yeah, interesting strategy from both teams. Perhaps they just want to get it out and get it done, and then play the rest of the game as it was intended. But yeah, obviously didn't work either way. We're still locked up at 0-0, and still a lot of hockey left to play in this one.
That's a nice lead through from Moritz there.
Now, interestingly, we talked about the implications of the game here. Misusing that advantage could come back to hurt this Māori team. They still need to win this one to get into tomorrow's final. It's not going to be good enough just to scrape points through. So they've been given an opportunity thanks to the Asian win, but they still have to do their bit here.
Yeah, so we've got one result for the final. Oh, well, one. We know who one team is.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to get your thoughts on that one. Yes, the New Zealand Indian men, of course, getting it done.
Are they? I didn't know that.
By the skin of their teeth. 3-0.
Oh, really?
I believe was the score. I heard you're out there in the middle of the field celebrating when it was all said and done.
Yeah, it sort of came back to a bit of number crunching.
Yep.
And the numbers they got added up right. So that's a bonus. So for the Indian men's tomorrow in the final, which will be great. I know Peter will be bloody happy as over there in Europe. I just saw he was on the London Tube this morning. So.
Yep, I managed to, I got a message through from Hiru after day one there saying that he'd woken up at 4 a.m. to watch the first New Zealand Indian game. Unfortunately, they didn't show up for him that day, but have done enough come the back half of this tournament to make it through to tomorrow's final, and I'm sure he'll be up early doors again to cheer on the boys. And who they're going to play, well, it's either going to be this Māori team here if they can get a win, or we're going to have the old Indian face-off again with the Punjabs holding lead in this pool at the moment. I mean, I think the Indian side will be happy to play anyone who shows up, but they'd love to get a little bit of get a little bit of skin back on that Punjab team, considering the first round loss.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You're playing it right. You're in the final.
Yep.
That's all that matters.
And especially as the defending champs, as we see an entry here. Lovely ball for Pacifica. It rolls across the circle. No one doing for the men in purple. And now this rain really starting to set in here at Harbour.
And the lights are taking effect. So, yeah, it's...
I'll tell you one thing. Yes, there's two people that don't like the rain, and it's Māoris and Pollies. And they're both out here in it at the moment.
Yeah, we're lucky the Indians beat it, so we don't like it much either. So
that one's over the back line there. It's going to fall for the Pacifica boys via the long corner. I think the people I really feel for are the umpires out there having to bear it as well in the rain.
No, they're all right. They've got long pants on, so they're fine. So.
Ball cut out there by Te Oranga Wairua. Hohepa. Braithen Lemon just getting a touch on it. Onto the foot of Talavau, and now they'll move forward here, the Māori team.
Yeah, first I've seen Te Oranga this weekend, actually, because I missed a couple of their games already. But
yeah, well, you mentioned it's actually the first look we've had of the New Zealand Māori team out on this Turf 1. The last team to make their appearance on the live stream.
Yeah, he did well for the Heritage Under-18s. He was captain of our team, so he did really well.
Yeah, and one of those players that's really grown into the opportunities that have been, put in front of him. Gets on the field any opportunity he can. Him and his brother Norpeta, both in this team this weekend and really maturing.
Yeah, and I think that's who's shown that leadership and maturity, which has been great. Great for the Heritage boys, like in camp.
Yeah, we see a bit of cat and mouse here at the moment. Ball around the back. Here comes Denham Clark looking. Searching for something. He needs a bit of movement. There it is on the baseline. Rani loves a goal. What a save. Seb Vainui. Braithen Lemon loved the shot. And Vainui is pumped. Look at that.
Great save.
Only a young goalkeeper will sit on the replay here. Just the 3D ball from Denham Clark. Rani makes a nice pass. Lemon in a beautiful spot and saved by Big Seb. Now Clark again searching. This time opting for the wide option, and there's some space there for Waka. That's undercooked. And Talavau will need to do a bit of work on the way out. Beats one, beats two. Excellent by Talavau, and now Calvin Ratabuli runs into Hemi Hickson. Oh,
nice.
Hemi there, 3D, and the pass. That's unfortunate there. Harrison Davis needed to get that one under control. There's Hemi Hickson, local boy, of course. Plays a lot of his hockey out here at Harbour. And also Kevin Guttenbeil, he's coming off the field. And this Māori team again in the half-court press. We've seen this a little bit from them over the weekend for those that have been able to watch their games. They love to try and condense the backfield and then break out with pace as one comes through on the bounce, and it's cleaned up there by Hohepa. And Hemi Hickson gives away a free hit there. Good. In it comes. Somehow missed both of the feet there.
Yeah, just...
Ben Cooper, I don't know how he's got away with that one.
Thread it through.
And Adrian Smith as the shower, perhaps just taking a momentary pause. And now Denham Clark with room at the back. He's got a big overhead on him if he chooses to use it. Here it comes. And Rani was already standing there. Smithy come running in from a long way away. It's a good call from Anton Paulin. You see the subs come flooding on there. Hartigan and Mercer Davis. And they go overhead again that time, though. Didn't get it right.
Still a bit of glare coming through, as you can see the boys sort of losing it in the sun, I think, or just a glare through the clouds, maybe.
Yeah, it's a tough time to play when you're mixing sort of a bit of sideways rain, then it stops and the sun peeks out on that angle, especially if you're looking down it. Yeah, as the Pacifica boys are. Julius Talavau now, he looks over. Will speed up there from Scanlon, but can't pull it under control. Now Quentin Smith will bring the ball up to the sideline for the Māori team. He's got Denham Clark in the middle of the field, and that is the decision. Playing this primarily back three here, the Māori team, with their 2 points of contact. There's one of them in Te Oranga Wairua Hohepa, free hit coming. And they've got a little stack here on this right side. Norpeta Hohepa has Hemi Hickson on the outside and his brother on the middle of the field. Ops to Hickson. Hickson bats one across. And Talavau has to do the business because Braithen Lemon was in that same spot. He got his last opportunity. Likes to score a goal, does Braithen Lemon. Another one of these players out of Rotorua Boys High. He and Karambir from the Punjab team link up together.
Okay.
Back out towards halfway through Clark and Davis. Davis has Norpeta Hohepa. And a little slap down the line.
So is Norpeta the older brother?
Norpeta's older than Te Oranga. There's a whole heap of them, actually. the hockey Hohepas, they're called. Here's Hemi Hickson. That's going to go straight on to the feet there of Jan Peterson. Yeah, the hockey Hohepas, they've got players, umpires, coaches, everything throughout tournaments up and down the country at the moment.
How good's that? That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And their parents, West and Cherie, they do their best to try and get around and support. As we see the replay here, Hemi Hickson, inside drag, and then straight onto the legs there of Peterson. Cool. So having a look at the penalty corner here, this is the big option. Denham Clark set up at the second bracket here. Loves this second bracket and loves this side of the goal. We'll see it as it comes. This time they go first bracket and they'll get a reset. So it doesn't look like it was in Cooper flicking out of the first bracket.
Yeah.
Look at it on the replay.
First bracket, just low. Just unfortunate up in the air for Seb.
Yeah, low one there from Ben Cooper. This time it is Denham Clark. When he goes across the goal,
Post.
That's a dangerous one. He's pulled it across the goal. He's hit the post and it's come back out and hit a Pacifica. So option number 3 now for the Māori team.
Just looking for that inside post, you know that. That sideboard, left sideboard. Ouch.
And that one is going to sting.
He won't show anything, though.
No, absolutely not. You see all smiles for Rani Harris in the dugout. Happy to not be running down any Denham Clark flicks this weekend. So another one that's got a fair flick on him is Brad Hardigan, who's just rolled around onto the left slide, but it's going to go Denham Clark, and they dodge another one there.
It's a hard PC as a striker, you know, because you're coming right across your body and going across that goal. You know, it's not sure what if that's his plan, but it's. Yeah,
it's an interesting one. A lot of drag flickers, you know, it is actually easier to go left than it is to stay open, just with being able to close the second shoulder on the flick rather than opening up to the right side. But as mentioned, Denham Clark does love the one down the line, down the second bracket. So interestingly, maybe they see something that he likes to look of in that left sideboard, that left corner there. But 4 penalty corners and nothing to show for it on the scoreboard here. We're still locked up, 0-all. We'll check out some of these highlights from the first quarter. This one, rather fortunate from Rahul there. And then Dan Scanlon got on a little bit of a tear. This one from Adam Kailea. Just got a little too close to his feet here. Denham Clark threw a lovely ball forward. This one very nearly the first for the Māori team. Seb Vainui equal to it. And Hemi Hickson threw another one straight across there, trying to link up with Lemon. This shot here was the one that instigated the penalty corners. And as we have a look at them, first one they went to Cooper low and back up in the air. Second one, this time they started at second bracket. Denham Clark hit the post and back out onto Talavau. Second one for DC, cleans up Jan, and then third one just goes wide of that left post.
Yeah, just you can see where he's going for it, but I think Seb's got that covered, so he's got to, I don't know, maybe straighten up his shot a bit. Hey, what do you think, Brad?
Yeah, it's interesting. So he the one he scored against the Punjab team was actually a top left, which I've never seen him do in his life, and even he'll admit it was a bit of a fluke. Said he was aiming top right and just hooked it, so maybe he thinks hooking it is the play, but stats obviously in their advantage, the Māori team, but nothing on the scoreboard through the first 17 minutes. And here is Hardigan on the ball. I mentioned another flicking option. As good turnover by Pacifica. And they move forward. Onto it is Jan Peterson. Peterson's looking, he's got so much time. Peterson, in it goes. Rahul turning. Gets it away, and it's in the goal. What a start to the quarter from the Pacifica boys. Just like that, they wear off the 4 penalty corners before the break, and they answer straight after it. It's all high fives for the boys in purple, and they get it done in the end. It was a little bit of a scramble.
I think it's that shot, that Rahul, that just at the goal.
Yep, that little reverse lift shot that they got away.
But it just dribbled off the goalie, and that's all.
Yeah, and now, wow, the Pacifica boys, can they sniff an upset? We saw a big one this morning with the Asian team getting it done, but now a goal to Leon Tiao has opened the account for Pacifica. Like I said earlier, Easter Sunday, traditionally the day of the great surprise. Is there another surprise left in it here? Pacifica chasing their first points of the weekend. Still a lot of hockey left to play, but they've started with the right foot. And now the Māori team having to play catch-up. Mercer, Davis here, catching up to it.
Just caught his foot on the way out.
So again, that goal to Leon Tiao for Pacifica. We'll get a good look at it at halftime, no doubt. But you're right, it's just getting something on target. It dribbled slow off the stick of the goalkeeper and just opened the opportunity for Tiao, unmarked on the back post.
Yeah, well, I think, we get, sometimes strikers get caught out by trying to overhit it, but just get anything on target. Make the goalie make a save, that's the main thing.
And now we've seen the change in the Māori team, not in this half court anymore. They're trying to put a bit more pressure on.
Yes.
Trying to erase that deficit as quickly as possible. Remember, they've already used up their blue card. Now, here it is, Hemi Hickson. Can't believe the whistle was blown. He was away and a lot of space in front of him. They look to go up the middle this time. And big whistle. Adrian Smith there. Jan Peterson's going to argue that it's a stick shield. You can see him there signalling. Yep, stick shield is what he thought. I actually wasn't entirely sure the Māori player had got the ball under control yet, which is more of what caused the collision than a swinging tackle. We'll see it on the One Foundation replay here. Yeah, it's a tough one there for Smithy outside the circle. Harrison Davis there winning it, and now we'll see a little change of guard here at the penalty corner bracket. So Brad Hardigan has stepped up into first bracket here. We've still got Denham Clark on the second, and one on either side. See the options here. It is Clark.
Good save. Nice down low.
Yeah, didn't get all of it. It was a little bit messy off the trap. Unfortunate for the Māori team there, but David Finau,
yep,
he's in there now for the second quarter. So Seb Vainui did the goods in the first, and now Finau has another go at it. That one is up off the stick of a Māori player, and while they argue,
it's a quick breakout.
Pacifica go the other way. Kailea here. Kailea just battling away there in his auntie's shower cap today, just trying to keep the rain off.
Might have straightened his hair just to
Yeah, big party tonight, I've heard. Look the goods as we see Māori team just try and get their layer sorted. Back three again. Only one pivot point at the moment, and they speed up through Waka. It's into the circle. Still going, Waka. Lemon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's really disappointing go at it there for Braithen Lemon. He had so much time. He probably could have trapped it and then had either shot that he wanted.
You're not sure what sort of... Yeah, I think he just...
Yeah, I expect he probably thought he had less time than he actually did. Just awareness in the circle. He's a young player.
He is part of the under-18s
Yes.
Heritage boys.
Yeah, if he had his time again, I'm sure I would like to trap that one and then get it away, as we see Will Lacey in the dugout for Pacifica, not having to strap up the boots today. Just
Pacific Will.
Yeah, there we go. That's the real shot. They spilt the box of lollies.
Oh. He had one job, I guess, didn't he?
Yeah. See Hemi Hickson taking ankles and a leg on its way through. Wanted a penalty corner, but nothing coming there. It's Hickson trying to take on Peterson. Still going, Hickson. And the flat tackle from Gutenberg, good enough. There's nothing worse in a dugout than a spilt box of lollies, yes, especially if it's been raining and it's wet on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, lollies get sticky and then nobody's all too interested in
Not
them.
ideal, was it?
Yeah, Talavau now just looking for his options. He's going to put Adrian Smith onto it at the top of their own circle, and now a slow transfer. What might trigger a press, but Smithy going long. Cut out well there. Akua Te Ao. And it's going to fall here for Ben Cooper. Cooper searching. And onto the foot it goes. Cooper wins another penalty corner here for the Māori team. And Suresh, it's about time where they have to execute here.
Something needs to connect. This is our 6th or 7th
Yeah,
EC?
six penalty corner. That's the earlier one of the quarter, saved by David Finau. And
may need to look at a variation because I think they're getting run down or...
yeah, something's got to change because at the moment potentially going 0 for 7 is not going to be good enough.
Yeah, and we've seen Pacifica get it in there one time, one shot.
That's it. That's exactly it. So Cooper and Clark on the brackets. It goes to Cooper. And it looked like they were going for the variation on the right post, potentially.
That caught Jan's toe again.
Yeah, so hit the runner. So looking for Akiwa Te Aho here. He's on screen, number 11 on the right side of the second bracket, potentially as the target. Out it comes. This one, an absolute breakfast. And now Norpeta Hohepa. It's cut out by the 8-metre reach of Julius Talavau.
I was going to say,
and now he's off to the races. Kailea onto the ball. It's 3v3, 4 if they get the numbers. It's falling here for Scanlon.
Oh, good save. That's a great save.
Good save, rushing out in goal, but the theatrics of Dan Scanlon earned them a penalty corner going the other way, and what a breakout. Julius Talavau, the big man gets it into third gear and they run rampant.
You can see he read that well, just with that intercept there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're going to send a few of the veterans up there into the huddle. Jan and Smithy both going, and they're leaving one sole defender at the back in Kyle Carver, though.
No.
Smithy being turned away. And now first look at the Pacifica penalty corner. Now, interestingly, they've just got the two guns and one slide right as the options. Gutenberg and Kailea, both noted flickers. Kailea,
wow,
1 for 1. And he beats the chest too. Look at it. Look at what it means to them. Pacifica go up 2-0. And what has broken the back of the Māori team is their execution at penalty corner time is not good enough. Meanwhile, Pacifica go down 1 for 1. And just like that, pink do-rags are selling out all over South Auckland.
That was just pure power, right?
Yep, absolute
David
bullet.
there. Just awesome.
Absolute bullet. We knew that they had two genuine flickers on the batteries, and it was Kailea just firing a bullet down the stick side of the goalkeeper. And this Māori team now potentially a little shell-shocked here, down 2-0 against this Pacifica team. And like we've come to know at Heritage 2025, any team can genuinely beat anybody on their day, and it just comes down to showing up for the 70 minutes.
And take your opportunities, right?
Yep, and that's the name of the game right here. Pacifica probably 2 opportunities for 2 goals. The Māori team, they've had about 5 entries plus their 7 penalty corners and left with a donut, and that's never going to be good enough in a level like this Heritage tournament. So bit of soul searching going forward needed for the Māori team as Talavau gets turned over. And look at how many purple jerseys are in the picture there. There's 1 New Zealand Māori player, and I could count 6 Pacifica boys in that same corner.
Yeah.
Just scrambling. They want it more by the looks. It's
about 9 with the size of Julius, though.
That's right. That's right. It's effort here, and that's what's showing at the moment.
Yeah, they're getting behind it. See, look at this, just...
And now here comes perhaps an opportunity. Akiwa Tauho links up, though. Bounces between the legs there of the Māori player, and Pacifica get back to their stations.
Yeah, this is good. They're under the pump, but then they just walk it out, take a breath, reset a bit.
Kailea, the goal scorer, he's looking to link up, but mate overran it, so just going to freestyle a little bit. How's that? The defensive bomb back to his left half there.
Rahul, yep.
And now they get a go forward. Some creative outletting from the Pacifica team, but it's worked for them at the moment. Free hit there coming.
Not many options for Blacklock in the corner there, but did well to get the free hit.
Yep. And again, just getting passing options around him so he could force the free hit.
Yeah, young player, so it's good that he's just using simple stuff to get a free hit.
We've got about 5 minutes left here of this first half. Pacifica with the 2-goal advantage. And now this Māori team, they've found themselves in a little bit of a hole. They're going to have to work out. Again, look at the picture. It's way more Pacifica players than it is Māori there around the ball. And
just that gang tackling, isn't it?
They're just hunting, and there is the turnover. Raymond. Te Oranga Wairua Hohepa, in fact, beats the first 2. Do enough to bring a sideline hit for his team. And Big Solly hiring a plank there. Rolls it back and gets ahead for the Māori team.
You're coming in the last 4, so you see Jan come back on just to settle the ship in the midfield there, I think. Is smart play by Pacifica.
Yeah, this is a huge 4 minutes of the game here. If the Māori team can find a way to get something on the board, they'll feel like they've dodged a bullet in this first half. But if Pacifica can close out and either go in 2-0 or potentially even find a third, it'd be a huge tick in the books for Will Lacey and the crew in the Pacifica dugout. There's 1-on-1 here. Denham Clark just put his hand up and said, well, I'll have a free hit, and Bevan Nicol obliged, and now they're having a bit of a conversation between he and Dan Scanlon about it. Oh, and it's kept it in somehow. Wow, what an opportunity here for the Māori team. And Maurice Raymond there trying to do a bit of calisthenics.
Just got caught up.
Getting out of that one. How he's kept that in from the opposite baseline.
Did he pick it up over the baseline or something? It's pretty awesome skill.
Yeah, we see it on the One Foundation replay there. This is the last of it here. Solomon hiring a plank, just doing enough there to trip up Maurice Raymond, who was mixing up between a star jump and a press up.
Yeah.
And now this is just that opportunity I said. If the Māori team can find one here, they're going to feel like they dodged a bullet this first half. They've got Cooper and Clark at the bracket again. Only stacked on the right. It's messy. It's going to be Oh, you hate that after all of the good defensive work Pacifica have done. It's a self-made deflection off Jan Peterson, beats David Finau in the air.
And he knows it. He knows he probably should have left it.
Yeah.
I think...
yeah, it also didn't help that Adrian Smith was in front having a bit of a swing at it as well. David Finau pretty unsighted. But it's the ugly penalty corner that gets them on the board, the New Zealand Māori team. And I mentioned about 2 minutes ago how impactful this period right before halftime could be. And for all of the good that Pacifica have done, they'll feel a little aggrieved to only have the 1 goal advantage going into this break.
Yeah, just a half foot by the Maoris here, just holding up.
Yeah. As mentioned, if they can get to the break only down 1, I think they'll be pretty happy, all things considered. There's Talavau now, a bit of space on that right sideline, but not enough space for him to get things going. And taken quickly, Brad Hardigan.
Oh, what a steal.
Runs into Gutenberg, but back comes the goal scorer. Teoranga Wairua threads the legs, looking for the pass, and they overrun it. Would have liked to see Braithen Lemon just leading the opposite direction there. Hohepa. And now with just under a minute here, Pacifica are stretching the field out. They've got 2 players right up high. 2 players up in the opposite circle. Smithy looking. They're going to try and make the most of it though. Cut out by Hemi Hickson. Hickson searching. Goes straight through to Harris. Harris gets past Talavau, but the shoulders don't lie. And Julius will take a second to get those strikers up high again. Perhaps throw that one more bomb. There it is. Denham Clark picks it up pretty clean in the end. He's a smooth operator at the back there and throws one back the other direction. And the big boys with the big shoulders doing the heavy lifting for these last 30 seconds. Brad Hardigan, it's got to go and it's got to go in quickly. Lemon in, Smithy way too composed for that.
Nice.
And half of the game is in the books. New Zealand Pacifica leading 2-1 thanks to goals to Leon Tiao and Adam Kailea. The sole goal for the New Zealand Māori team, Teoranga Wairua Hohepa, thanks to a couple of deflections on their way through in the penalty corner. And that is our half-time score. Men's third match of the day. It's our cross-pool game between the New Zealand Māori team and New Zealand Pacifica. We'll check out some of these highlights here. This opportunity coming by the way of Rahul there, Dan Scanlon. He was crafty in his attempt. This one from Kailea, we'll just have a little look at it. Just got a little bit too close to the feet here. Now this angle of the stick means it's got to come a long way around if he's to open up this side of the goal. Unfortunately, just sprays it here a little bit as we see it play out on that near side. He can't believe it, Kailea. Then a nice little bit of play here. I thought this was fantastic. Positioning from Braithen Lemon, gets in front late. And a save by Seb Vainui. Emmy Hickson, well, he almost tried to find Braithen again. This one opened up the penalty corner. Shot on, hits the legs there of Jan Peterson. This is our first penalty corner. This one up off the boots. And then they start to explore the second bracket. Didn't really pay off for them because that's a great one off the post. Then one run down by Peterson. Third one, well, this one just went wide. They had a fair few goes at it, the Māori team, without being able to put one in.
It's getting plenty of it, just the direction just needs to centre up a bit, eh? That's all.
Yeah, this penalty corner, unfortunate one. You're right there, just get it on target. This one doesn't get all of it, and it's a great save there by Finau. And they go another option, this time potentially looking for the slide right. And then it's a little messy. This one across from Kailea, linking up with Scanlon. Have a look at the shot here, and then the dive afterwards. Oh, yeah. And he scan. And then we'll take a quick look at this bullet from Kailea.
Yeah, that was the one PC they had, right?
Yep, 1 PC for 1 goal. And this, how that stayed in is unbeknownst to me. But it's the corner that has worked for them. Moritz Raymond there doing the dance.
Ended up doing a burpee in the end.
It's this breakdown here. We'll just have a look at it there. So Jan's got caught on his reverse stick side there. We've obviously got a second runner, and Smithy pretty active in the goal. Finau looks pretty unsighted at the moment, but as you see the deflection come, Smithy waves out in front as well, and it just becomes too hard for Finau to see.
I think he got a glove to it in the end as well, which just, yeah.
And in the roof, it's not the prettiest draw up from the Māori team.
Was that Rani deflected in, maybe?
It's hard to see at this one here. No, not Rani. I think it's between stick and glove of David Finau, but Rani's pumped about it anyway. And that's how things lie. We'll look at the stats. Resounding for the Māori team when we spoke about it end over end of how many opportunities can they have before they finally have to do something. Pacifica, they're just taking theirs. 4 shots on goal for 2 goals, 1 penalty corner for 1 goal. It's pretty sharp from the Pacifica group. They're not getting a huge number of them, but they're making them count. And as we've seen over most of the games this weekend, the team that makes them count is the team that wins. Yeah. It's the pure of it.
And I think Pacifica have a nice build-up, you know, that they just seem to be finding their players, finding the space. The Maoris are mixing it up with a half press at times and then pushing guys up. So it's, a bit of a mixed bag from what Hardy's throwing out there.
Yeah, so haven't been able to see a lot of their games because, as I mentioned, it's their first look on the live stream turf. But I've used that half court a fair bit in their games, just asking teams to try and break them down and then countering out of that. But as you saw, once the goal was scored in Pacifica favour, they had to go and push up and had to play a little bit of full court and just see what they could break down, because they ended up chasing the game a fair bit in that quarter.
Yeah, well, they had the better of that half, as you know, like stats-wise, but just didn't reflect on the scoreboard, obviously. So, going to be a interesting next couple of quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all on. And that's exactly what we expect out of Heritage. You know, people probably wrote this game off for a comfortable Māori win, and the second you do that is the second it goes sideways, as you see here.
No one told the Pacifica team that.
No, absolutely not. As they think they're playing for their spot in the final, and at the moment, showing it. That one's going to fall there for Pacifica on the sideline.
A little bit too fine there.
And Dan Scanlon, he'll head down to the corner to retrieve the ball for Julius Talavao.
Oh, that's a nice ball.
Yeah, bit of space here. Guttenbiel decides to go reverse stick and gets it away quickly. How about the shot there on Kevin Guttenbiel?
Yeah, I thought he was going for a drop goal like last night. Warriors.
Yeah, I tell you what, you could have used him a little earlier in the game too. And now this rising press from the Pacifica. There's the open from Norpeta Hohepa, but decides against it. Denham Clark looking, opts to go here through Mercer Davis. And Davis with Hickson. Hohepa gets it back, great receive. Hemi Hickson just looking for someone to do something. And it's a scrambly old bit of hockey there.
Great save there, I think.
Yeah, Seb's there,
Rahul's there. Stick down low, picking off the line.
Great intent from both teams there. Love the entry from Hickson, but good scramble from the men in purple.
Just got caught up under Seb's foot there, I think, for a little bit.
Yeah, he did really well to keep moving so the penalty corner wasn't forced, with him being on top of the ball. So good effort from young Seb Vainui. The young goalkeeper who's been afforded an opportunity here through Heritage Hockey. Part of Pacifica for a number of years, as we see Julius Talaval used the wide turning bay, but Hemi Hickson can't believe he's given away a free hit there. Talaval happy to take a breather on that one because he was never going to outrun Hemi Hickson. And now Kevin Guttenbiel brings back up with Talaval, Smithy, and around they go. Lovely transfer. Bit of space on this left side. And Jan Peterson's rolled back out there to help a little bit with the outlet now. Trying to find numbers on the right. Here's Guttenbiel, turns inside. Little tangle up, sends it. Still going, Guttenbiel. And he's run into trouble now. Big opportunity here for the Māori team. Harris, he'll tell you he scored 20 goals at the Māori Fives tournament, but nothing coming there for the big man.
Yeah, he's never short of a story, is he, Brady?
Absolutely. Recent TikTok influencer, he's told me, making money on the social medias is Rani. Now the Māori team coming back through Hickson, but cut out by Kailea. It'll be sideline for Pacifica through Kailea, the goal scorer. He's can't get through Hemi Hickson. And now Hickson's away, gets past Talaval, gets past Guttenbiel. And card coming for the lay-down tackle there. Yeah, a little cynical from Guttenbiel. And now we're going to have an extra stoppage. It was actually Talaval, not Guttenbiel. And Guttenbiel gets him anyway. And then the little jail dribble just gets Hickson on his back there. And now Hartigan won it back for the Māori team.
The Māoris have pressed up quite well here. Got numbers up. But,
Scanlon's done really well here. And now...
oh, what a ball.
The chip shot.
That's tough.
Yeah, so it's an interesting part of the rules. It's an interesting part of the rules. You can't actually intentionally use the leading edge to hit the ball. It's a little bit of a forgotten one because it doesn't happen very often now with the implementation of the overhead.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is actually illegal by the rules to intentionally use the leading edge.
Oh, lucky you read the book. I was just about to say a few things.
Yeah, it is a tough one because you want to see it play on because it is the heads-up play. You would have set him off going forward, but yeah, unfortunate there for Scanlon. Obviously, the caveat to that rule is shots at goal are still shots at goal. But in general play, there's Norpeta Hohepa just looking at his options, decides to go out through Mercer. Mercer gets to Smith rather unconvincingly. And now Clark looks to change the point of attack through Te Oranga Wairua Hohepa, who is the world's shortest overhead and gets run over by the Mack truck. That is Adam Kailea.
Not much to him, is it?
No.
Fit him well with the Indian boys, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Him and his brother.
Yeah, the slight builds of the Hohepa boys.
Yeah.
But what they give up in physical size, they make up for it with Tika. And now
skill. Yeah, some awesome skill.
Coming forward here is Rani Harris. He's got the circle entry, looking the baseline, across it goes. Peterson with the first touch and free hit, falling. Cooper couldn't get the shot away.
Did well there, Smithy, just a nice little touch out, right?
And now Kailea looking to bash one. He's trying to link up with the goal scorer, Leon Tiao, who was up in the circle. And now Hohepa brothers linking up together. Nice turn. And over touch there from Denham Clark will forego the possession, and Pacifica now under a press. Denham Clark found himself in the wrong end of the field. He'll head back to battle stations. As we see Kevin Guttenbiel getting up towards halfway. He wants a sub, begging for one. And Harley telling him get up, get back on the field. And they go right out deep here. Peterson onto it, under a bit of pressure. Peterson does incredibly well there. Falls for Tristan Waka. And the Māori team, they'll have a free hit on the sideline just outside the 25-yard line there through Waka. Midway through the third quarter here, no change to that halftime scoreline, 2-1 in favour of Pacifica here in our third match for the day on Turf 1. It's a big game in the context of things. If the Māori team can win or win a shootout, they'll go through to tomorrow's final. If not, then it's the Punjab Heritage team that will meet the New Zealand Indian men in the final. So still a lot to play for out here. And the Māori team find themselves on the wrong end of it.
Yeah, just I know it's going to be a tough one, eh? Murray's got quite a bit to do still.
They do. And look, if the first half's anything to go by, it took them about 20 goes at it to finally get one. And if that trend continues, well, they're going to have to get some work done.
It's a big overhead.
Yeah, on the move too, with a play out running in. Big relieving bomb. Couldn't link up, but it's enough to take a breath here for Pacifica. And there's Julia still sat on the seat. It was yellow.
Yeah, 5-minute yellow.
Yep.
The old big size 20 came out behind him. I think it didn't need to.
And regrettably, potentially for the New Zealand Māori team, no blue card in pocket. Might have been a real opportune time to use it. And a world where shoulders collide. Hemi Hickson takes it quickly.
Oh.
Goodenbeal, though. Man, he does a lot of work, Kevin Goodenbeal. Another one of these Pacific players that plays low to the ground. Solid built. And in everything as Te Oranga Wairua Hohepa just looking. Decides the best option is safety. As we almost have a tangle up with the umpire there. Quinton Smith now, ball at the back. Norpeta Hohepa. Just trying to break through the first layer. He gets through. He's looking for a pass. He needs somebody. Does he? Is he going to go the whole way himself? Got it back. It's going to fall there for the Māori team.
Oh, good boy.
And Seb, the butterfly, Vainui, goes flying out to his left to make that one.
I think he did try to do everything himself, which just about paid off for him.
Yeah, I thought he needed a pass, but it looked like he almost got there on his own as he now makes the tackle on one. And it's a little messy here. Suresh, the last couple of minutes have just been a little messy on both sides of the ball.
Just Rahul just running it over the side there, just trying to relieve a bit of pressure.
Yeah, interestingly, I think Pacifica won't mind this, not allowing the Māori team to get into any set rhythms, any patterns, just making a mess of things through the middle and then hunting on the scraps because it's paid off for them so far.
Yeah, so we're back to 11 for the Pacifica team.
Yeah, and that one, he knows it too. That one's going to be a card there for Calvin Ratabuli.
Probably didn't need that. We just came back to 11 and, just put your team under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, Talavau had just come back onto the field to resume his work, and now they spend another 2 short. So Pacifica having to do the hard yards at the moment. Māori team, though, are still behind on the scoreboard, and now one into the circle for the Māori team. Little challenge, beats them all. Solomon Hanga plank. I cannot believe it. We're going to slow that down 14 times at the next break because Adrian Smith is sitting in the back of the goal and has somehow stopped it from coming in on his reverse and then shoveled it out over the back line.
I'm sure he caught it and threw it out.
Have a look at this on the replay. So first one comes here. This little shot, Solly does really well here, I thought, in terms of just slowing things down. Little reverse deflection there.
Off.
Like I said, he's sitting in the back net.
2 hits at it.
And stops the ball from going in the goal. Adrian Smith, what a legend here for Pacifica.
That's worth a goal, right?
Oh, that's
awesome.
That's exactly right. If that doesn't spur your team on for this final 5 minutes, nothing will. Adrian Smith, what an absolute showcase there. As this one scrambled, and we're going to go penalty corner for back of the stick, I think, from Julius as they set up for this. News coming in from Turf 2. The New Zealand Māori women got their first win 3-1 over Fiji. Having a look at this replay again. Reverse stick shot. Smithy first stop there. It bounces, and it is still out of the goal because it's the only way he could have got it away there. Adrian Smith, cool customer. That's epic. As I mentioned, New Zealand Māori women getting their first win of the weekend, 3-1 over the Fiji women on Turf 2. And now opportunity for the Māori team. Can they level in this crucial part of the game? Clark. Oh, it's Smithy again.
No way.
Oh, not that time. That's Hemi Hickson is who that one is. Adrian Smith, there's only so much you can do. And they finally get one through the wall of Pacifica. Watch it on the replay here. Clark, it was a better flick. Smithy had to save it on the line. And then we slow it down. Seb with the first save with the stick. And Hemi Hickson. Oh.
Stroke power, can't do much about that.
Past the boot and then through the legs. And just like that, the Māori team level things up. Hemi Hickson, the penalty corner follow-up. Again, oh man, I've got to give credit to Adrian Smith. He saved that first penalty corner on the line. Stick save, nice and low. But they just couldn't get away with a second one as Hickson buries it here. And now with under 3 minutes left in the third quarter, does this Pacifica team have any more gas in the tank? They were so inspirational for 90% of that first half, but now find themselves locked back in a real arm wrestle for this match. Going to fall here is the opportunity. Blake Irwin open in the circle. Irwin looking for anything. Nothing coming. Cool work from Mercer Davis and then from Hamish Berry in goal.
It's the best chance they've had all this quarter, I think.
Yep. Would have liked to see him maybe just try and target the foot rather than roll it down that baseline. Two Harbour lads here having a little laugh about it. Hickson and Peterson, as we see an undercooked one there from Smith. Brings the Māori team back onto it. Kailea, though, getting back to do the work. He and Kervin Guttenbiel. And now Jack Peterson. How cool is this? Jan getting to play out there with his young fella Jack. And the Pacifica team together.
Needed more on that, didn't he?
Yeah, again, scrappy. That's been the flavour of the third quarter. A little bit messy.
And both teams are guilty of it, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing, the women's result that we just announced, New Zealand Māori getting their first win, what it does actually do is it means that the Pacifica women are already through to tomorrow's final, despite their upcoming game against the New Zealand Indian ladies. So does enough on points for them, as we see a penalty corner awarded here for the Māori team inside the final 40 seconds for a deliberate out over the back line. We'll see it again on the One Foundation replay. Hohepa, Lemon. Oh, that's a little bit tough there on Adrian Smith. For all the good work he's done, he probably deserved the rub of the green there. And the Māori team, despite their shortcomings in this one, the ability to go ahead going into the third quarter break. This is huge here. By the time we get set, the quarter's going to be done. They come running up now. And it's Clark on the first bracket.
Who was that?
And Smithy just carves one under himself, gets the stick down first, And man, the veteran is doing the work out here for Pacifica at the moment. I'll tell you what, if there's anybody that gets first go at the Carver Bowl after the game, it's Adrian Smith, because he's been fantastic.
Yeah, and he gets 2. That's been inspirational. I think the attack need to look at what Smithy's been doing at the back there, just to keep body on the line, anything he can to keep it out.
Yep. I tell you what, if Pacifica are to get over the line here, it's going to be thanks to Adrian Smith. The stuff he's doing in that back half is unbelievable. As we check out some of the highlights here. And that one here, unreal. Kept in from the back line here. And this little bit of work. The penalty corners, they mounted up for the Māori team. This one finally, they get one through. This was in the second quarter. Rather fortunate for them. Or misfortune for Pacifica. And then some of these third quarter highlights. Guttenbiel had a quick fire shot there, go over the goal. This one, the scramble. Look at it, under, over. You're right there, Rahul.
Did well.
Back line.
And Smithy and
Adrian Smith. And this save there from. And we'll have a look at this little scramble.
That's it.
Look at Adrian Smith. He's 3 meters inside the goal. That's unbelievable. This little tangle up here is the penalty corner. And we'll have a look at this one. So this is the goal. First up save there by Smithy on the post. And as it rolls its way through, look for Hemi Hickson here, just finding his way onto it.
Yeah.
And then nothing you can do through this gap. Hemi Hickson loves it, and that's goal time for the Māori team. And look at the outstanding weight of the stats. 13 shots on goal, 12 circle entries, 9 penalty corners in favour of the New Zealand Māori team. But nothing between the two teams on the scoreboard. And this final 17 minutes will be huge.
I don't think the Maoris, they need to get a good couple up, right?
Well,
don't want to be last 5 or couple. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, they'd love to do it early and take the sweat off the brow. I mean, it's not only the brow, but Harley Korpa gets sweaty on the back and the chest and the wrist and the knuckles. But they'd love to do it the easy way by scoring a couple early in this quarter. But they can still get their way to the final with a shootout win, though a little more stressful. And you don't want to have to do it that way if you can avoid it. Pacifica, they'll be happy to get first points out of this one, and if they can find a little bit of that magic from the first half, could go a long way in getting them their first win here this weekend. Interestingly, this is the reverse of how the Māori team found themselves in yesterday's game. They were up 2-1 just before the halftime break. And then that whittled down to a penalty shootout with the Punjab team that they lost.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So very similar scenes here, though flipped on the opposite of the ledger.
Oh, good height there from Jules there.
Yeah, both the middle defenders have big overheads on them, Denham Clark and Julius Talavau. You love seeing it when it comes off like that, as Hickson beats Peterson. Got a bit of space here. Hemi Hickson searching. There's the pass. Oh. What a save, Sebi.
Yeah.
How good from the young Pacifica goalie. He's having a day out, Seb Vainui. It's been the goalkeepers standing up so far on the day.
No.
Braithen Lemon finally gets his goal. He's been hunting in that space all day, and it was all a little bit messy there. Adrian Smith left scratching his head. We'll see it on the replay. Ball just came in, it lifted up here, and then batted away. No danger judged by Bevan Nicol. And heartbreak at the back for Pacifica. Yeah. Wainui had just made a fantastic save, and
it's just unfortunate there, but
Braithen Lemon gets his name on the score sheet. He's a bit of a prolific goal scorer, is Braithen Lemon. And now adds one to his tally for Easter Sunday. Pacifica now, let's see what they have to throw. They got nothing to lose here. They're just going to throw the kitchen sink, Pacifica. And it's going to make for some fun as we come back out through Adrian Smith, Julius Talavau. Now looking forward, Chan Peterson. But the Maori team swelled with some confidence from the goals either side of the break.
He's got plenty in this quarter. Oh.
And that's a mismatch in weight classes if I've ever seen one. Julius Talavau and Braithen Lemon.
Yeah, I think Braithen putting the old elbow in. Should have been a yellow maybe.
Yeah. Even the slightest of waves can sink ships. As we see, two in the space there. Free hit coming for the Māori team. And ball around the back here for the Māori team through Denham Clark. Clark trying to find a way through. Doesn't like any option going forward and instead goes through Mercer. They get away with it here. Hardigan, though, that one not so pretty. Here comes Ratabuli. He just overran the challenge there, Calvin. He's only got one gear, Calvin, and it's 100 miles an hour with no brake pads. And sometimes it works, and other times, well, it looks like that.
Yeah, just getting a little bit messy for this last few minutes here. So just Pacifica just need to settle it down a bit. I think they're just obviously chasing, but I think if they're a bit patient, they should be able to get it up there.
Yeah, and again, it just takes one bit of magic. You know, we saw it from their first quarter. There were about 3 opportunities for 2 goals, so it might just take one go at it. As we see that messy hockey continue in the middle of the field. This one's going to fall to Hohepa, and he decides, let's just settle things down a little bit. Māori team with the advantage. And that's a welcomed free hit there. Again, just to take a breath and consolidate a little bit here. Now Clark goes over, and it's going to fall for Solomon Hainga Plank there. But Adrian Smith just gets in the right place at the right time. What a clean-up from the veteran. Tackled by Hohepa, beats one. Smithy. It's man of the match regardless of the result here for Adrian Smith. He's been fantastic.
It's just been awesome, eh? Just inspirational for any young players watching. Just the effort that he's been putting in.
Yeah. As we see, Brad Hardigan trying to find a shot option. It's just going to roll over the back of the stick there of Julius Talavau. Good patience from Hardigan. I thought he was going to wind up on that reverse. We'll have a look at it on the replay. Thanks to One Foundation. Just comes onto the ball here. I thought he was going to crank that. And instead, just rolls it over onto the back of the stick of Julius. And penalty corner coming the way of the men in black. And there we see Blake Locke just taking a rest on halfway. Seb Vainui, he's had a good game for Pacifica. And now the Māori team with the chance to extend that lead. Cooper.
Who was that?
It's either between Seb or Smithy, and if I'm a betting man, I might give a couple to Smithy, but now opportunity coming. And the touch from Big Ben Cooper.
That's unfortunate.
It is. It is. You're just unmarked on the back post. All the Pacifica boys rushing out to the circle's edge, and they forgot about Ben Cooper. See it on the replay here. This is the earlier penalty corner option. First save there. Splitting hairs. And might get to see the goal a little bit later. But just as you said, S, a couple of early goals for the Māori team, just relieving a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
And now Lemon looking for a second. quick look at the goal here. So in it came. It was Te Oranga Wairoa Hohepa just getting the ball across. Cooper.
Just a little touch.
Yeah. Like I said, unmarked. Pretty disappointing for the defensive group of Pacifica. They've been really good today, and now another one rolls its way through. Nobody on the end of it.
Yeah, I think Seb's a bit hard done by there. I just got left caught alone there, so he's been doing a lot of hard work and making some awesome saves, but just let down by the defence a little bit.
Yeah, and just like that, this game's been ripped wide open. 4-2 now in favour of the Māori team. They finally get their ducks in a row and gain the advantage they thought they probably deserved walking into this one, but advantages are earned, never given. And they had to do it the hard way, this Māori team. But like we said, it's only one spark required for Pacifica. One bit of magic. Where's the pink do-rag when you need it? Rani with a bit of space now to link up. Here's Ben Cooper, the goal scorer. Can't get through that time. And away comes Peterson, Jack Peterson. There he is, the magic man. Do something for us. There he goes. Still going. And well defended there. Excellent work coming out of that own end. Akiwa Te Aho. And they transfer quickly here. This Māori team starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. And back out it comes. It'll fall here for the captain. And back into Te Aho. Again, a lot more composed in their play now. It's easy to do so when you've got that 2-goal advantage.
Yeah.
They've been chasing the game and now able to just play with a little bit more composure as Te Aho goes breaking through the middle of the field. Here is Quinton Smith. Denham Clark, again, happy to play pretty patient here. No real press coming on from this Pacifica team, so they'll keep possession. Te Aho trying to force one down the forehand. Would rather have seen him just return the ball out the back.
Yeah, Murray with a bit of depth now, so I think they'll drag it out, as we see.
And now Hemi Hickson come to the back. The entry, it's deflected on its way through, and they'll get a reset here. This Māori team happy just to play through the motions. 6 minutes left on the clock. Hickson and Smith, as I mentioned, not under a huge amount of pressure though. Good tackle there from Blakelock. And he's away at least till halfway where Te Oranga Hohepa cleans things up. Working in with Tristan Waka. And they come back again to Hemi Hickson. Hickson back across to Quinton Smith, and but no real rush here from the Māori team. Pacifica, they can't just sit here in this half court and allow the Māori team to burn the clock. This is better pressure coming on, and good win there for Pacifica. Here is Kailea now. He's got Scanlon with him. Little touch there on the way through. Te Aho.
That's good hunting there by Prasad, was it?
Yeah, love that. Like I said, they have to do something.
Can't hold back.
Yes. They need 2 goals to get any points out of this one. As Gervin Goodenbeer perhaps doesn't care about the points. He's got a list full of ankles and just adding to them at the moment. As we see the entry from Raymond cut out by Akiwa Te Aho. Here he is on screen making his debut appearances for the New Zealand Māori team this weekend. Back out and around through Adrian Smith. It's 10 on his back, and it's a 10 out of 10 performance for the veteran, the former Fijian international. Looking long balls. Blake Irwin, get on your belly, young fella. Show a little bit of ticker. The big man delivering from the back.
Yeah, I think that's what the senior players look for, getting down low. We talked about it on the first day, the second day, and now it's the third day.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you just want to show some effort. You're behind on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Just want to show that we've got a bit of effort like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, opportunity here.
That's it. Get the roll on.
Heads up play from Denham Clark, just getting his feet in the way, and Kailea now on a roll. It's probably straight in the circle there.
Just a little bit
quick there from Kailea. And this Māori team now can see the finish line. 3.5 minutes left to go here. Up 2 goals thanks to a flurry in the fourth quarter. 2 going their way in quick succession, and now the ability just to consolidate. Pacifica, love to see them just keep running. I know the legs are probably tired. It's day 3. But get up there and put some pressure on. And now it looks like we're potentially going to be subbing the goalkeeper, Seb Vainui, I think. Yep. Seb's going to drop off the back for Pacifica. You can see an empty goal there on the screen. And Pacifica with 3 minutes to try and score at least 2 goals to level things up. It's going to be a tough bit of work. And again, as we've talked about this in previous times, perhaps do you take them straight off after that second goal and give yourselves a little bit more time to do it, or what other options are available? But 3 minutes is probably too late.
Yeah, I just don't know the point of it sometimes, but I probably as a coach I've done the same thing.
Yep.
Thinking, three minutes is enough. What a turn, Rahul.
Yeah, and it had to, because Norpeta had come flying forward, trying to make a spot tackle.
Hey, it's easy for us to say up in the
absolutely
in the box here, but
we have seen it go wrong for a team yesterday, right? They took their goalkeeper off with 3 minutes to go, and then they conceded one.
Yeah, I think that was the Indians team, the ladies. So, but it's happened a couple of times. What do you do?
Hickson, he comes 3D through, wears off the challenge of Kailea. I didn't think there was much in it there.
Put the card away, honestly. That's just...
Yeah, Emmy Hickson, played through the contact, sure enough, it's a free hit, but... I
lost
think,
his balance, that's all it was. He didn't do anything, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're right. Unfortunate for Kailea. And he's going to finish the game on the sideline. Māori team now with less than 90 seconds to wear off the clock. They're up 4-2 here in this men's cross-pool match to decide our second men's finalist, and it will be the New Zealand Māori team heading through to the final. Norpeta still going. He can't believe he didn't get anything for it. And it's still there. It's a real scramble up. Hickson's the one that's come away with it. The goal is open.
No.
And Rani's running an off-ball screen. So free hit come in the way of Pacifica. Forgetting that there was an open goal, but love this from Ratabuli and Blake Irwin again. Get on the grass, young fella. Show us a little bit. And subs still rolling in the final 30 seconds. They know they've done enough, so the New Zealand Māori team will meet the New Zealand Indian men in tomorrow's grand final. The Indian side looking to defend their title. The Māori team looking to add another to their mantelpieces. Pacifica, they battle away these final 20 seconds. Peterson would love one. Here we go, Scanlon, he's got a touch on it, and it's in the goal. Leon Teao gets a double, but put it down to the work of Jan Peterson and Dan Scanlon, never giving up, never stopping, and this is going to look good on the replay here. Look at Peterson. Scanlon gets one tiny touch on it. Would love to see it again. Yeah, it's such a good highlight. The teams get through and shake hands. Final score, New Zealand Māori team get away 4-3 over New Zealand Pacifica in a cracker of a game. It had its ups and downs. Pacifica had a 2-goal lead early doors. The Māori team came fighting back, especially with the 2 goals in the fourth quarter. And then Pacifica, they finish with a flurry we'd asked for. And 2 goals to Leon Teao. is 4-3 the final result. So the Māori team booked their spot in the final. Pacifica come excruciatingly close, but no cigar today on Easter Sunday. They'll battle again one more time tomorrow. And our finalists have been confirmed across the grades. It's going to be an exciting day tomorrow with our finals. We'll check out some of these highlights, and I'll catch up with the captains shortly. All right, I'm down here Turfside with Pacifica captain Jan Peterson. Jan, spirited performance from you guys. Hell of a first half. You'll be pretty proud with the performance.
Oh yeah, extremely proud. Like we, I don't know if that counts for anything in terms of pool players, a crossover, but the Māoris is always a tough one and one we, take pride in, matching up, and I think we did that for most of the game. Just it's a tough one, but I'm proud of the boys, definitely. Yeah.
And you mentioned it, not a lot in terms of the rankings for you guys to play for out there, but the battle of pride is more important than any of that, and you guys stood up. Just talk to us how cool it is to be able to play with Jack this weekend.
Yeah, it's a bit outrageous, running around at 40 with my boy, but it's honour obviously just to represent Pacifica, and then to have him represent is amazing. So we always struggle to get good numbers, so he got in there, and we're obviously it's good.
And we talk about the youth pathways all the time, but again I've got to make mention of yourself and Smithy, some we like to call them seasoned veterans battling away out there. You guys don't give up. Smithy sitting in the goal there, saving one on the line, and then yourself setting up the last goal. How do you guys keep showing up, and how do you keep doing it?
Oh, I think like Smithy said yesterday on his interview, we have to show up, right? To show these younger fellas what it's about. It's not always about winning, or it's not always about the result. Just turning up and just with playing with passion, and that's what Smithy always does.
Awesome. Well, we love watching you guys. We love the spirit, we love the passion, we love the flair, and that was on full display again today. Get out of the rain, go and enjoy the time off, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, cheers, Brett. Thank you.
Cheers, Jan. And now I'm down here on the turf with New Zealand Māori captain Denham Clark. Denim, the Pacifica boys had you pegged for most of the first half there, up 2-0 at stages and looking really good. How did you guys get on top of that one?
Yeah, look, they came out with a hiss and a roar, and we kind of spoke about that in the dugout, that they're no easy feats despite their earlier results, but we kind of regathered ourselves, scoring that second goal, and then we just said the longer we stay in this game, I think it'll open up, and then that kind of happened in the fourth quarter with us playing some pretty flary Maori-style hockey, so yeah, it was good to come through in the end.
And noticeably scoring goals in real pivotal moments. So there's about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. You guys score the penalty corner through Bubby, and then right after you get another one there, and it's just moments where you think you can get through to a break that you guys stood up. How is it that you have so many young guys on the roster and they continue to stand up in these moments?
Yeah, look, I mean, there's so many of these young guys who'll have much better stick skills than I'll ever have in my lifetime, and it's impressive, eh? Like, all of these guys are 18, 19, coming off their JHL campaigns last week, and yeah, they're talented boys, and you know, us old heads at the back, we just let them flare up front and do their thing, so the more we can do that, I think we'll have a good chance tomorrow as well.
Cool, and you mentioned tomorrow through to the final, of course, taking on the New Zealand Indian boys. It's a match that we've seen a number of times before, wins going either way. They're the defending champions, you guys trying to win one back here. What needs to happen for tomorrow's game? Yeah, look, had the chance to watch them on Friday, and they're a really good side, like their strength in all three layers, so I think the style of Māori hockey is just have that flair. We'll take a few shots at goal and we'll give more back, and as long as we score more than them, that'll be the game plan. So, yeah. Well, congratulations today. Good luck for tomorrow. It wasn't always pretty, but you've done enough. Go well tomorrow in the final. Look forward to it. All right, that has been our men's match for the day. Coming up at 4 p.m, we've got our final match of the afternoon here on Easter Sunday. It's the Pacifica women taking on the New Zealand Indian ladies at 4 o'clock. Make sure you join us then for all the live action, Heritage 2025.